Hidden beneath that flat, silent platen is raw force controlled like a surgeon controls a scalpel. This is not brute metal alone. It is liquid, pressure, and precision. A hydraulic press can deliver forces ranging from 10 tons up to 5,000 tons, squeezing steel, aluminum, and composites with millimeter accuracy. Inside, a steel frame, a hydraulic cylinder, a piston rod, a pump, and a network of valves turn electrical input into focused mechanical work. Think of the cylinder as a metal syringe, filled not with medicine, but with incompressible hydraulic fluid. When the pump pushes fluid, pressures climb by hundreds to thousands of pounds per square inch, and the piston moves with predictable motion and enormous force. The platen moves in microns when needed, or slams down at high speed for forging. Every surface is measured, every gap shimmed. Tolerances are tight, tenths of a millimeter, where safety and repeatability matter. In this chapter, we map the machine: the bed that resists buckling, the ram that transfers force, the power unit that supplies pressure, and the control cabinet that times it all. The stage is set. Now we track the materials that become this precise liquid-powered hammer. It starts under the ground. Iron ore, bauxite, and additives are mined, refined, and rolled into the raw steels and alloys that form a press. Steel plates arrive with controlled chemical composition: carbon content, manganese, chromium, and trace elements tuned for strength and toughness. Thick plate sections are often ASTM standard alloy steels, certified for weldability and fatigue resistance. For the cylinder and piston rod, we use hardened, low-alloy steel that will be machined and chrome-plated. Hydraulic fluid is equally engineered. Typical fluids are mineral oil-based hydraulic oils with an ISO viscosity grade matched to the pump and ambient temperature, plus additives for anti-wear, oxidation stability, and anti-foam. Filtration media, micron-rated paper, cellulose, or synthetic elements are manufactured to trap particles down to 3 microns or less. Seals are molded from nitrile, polyurethane, or fluorocarbon elastomers, each selected for temperature range and chemical compatibility. Even paint, fasteners, and hydraulic hose reinforcement fibers are specified. Every raw material carries a certificate of analysis. The transformation from raw ore to engineered components begins here, with chemistry, metallurgical heat treatments, and fluid chemistry setting the limits of what the final press can withstand. The frame is the backbone. Large press frames are fabricated from thick steel plate and heavy forgings. First, plates are plasma cut or water jet cut to shape, then pre-bent and welded into box sections using controlled, pre-qualified welding procedures. Welding is performed with robotic or TIG welds with interpass temperature control to prevent distortion. After welding, the assembly is stress-relieved in a furnace to reduce residual stresses and avoid future warping. Machining comes next: precision milling of the bed surface, boring of ram guides, and drilling of alignment holes. The bed must resist buckling under thousands of tons. Engineers run finite element analysis to place ribs and gussets, ensuring deflections stay within tenths of a millimeter under load. Surfaces that guide motion are ground to flatness specifications, often within 0.05 mm across the platen. Holes for tie rods and bolting are reamed to tight tolerances, and the finished frame is shot blasted and coated with epoxy primer and industrial enamel. The result is a rigid, repeatable platform that can transmit liquid power into usable geometry without flex or failure. The cylinder and ram convert fluid pressure into linear force. Manufacturing begins with a honed bore for the cylinder, often finished to surface roughness values below 1 micron, and sized to maintain seal integrity over millions of cycles. Cylinders are often made from seamless tubing or bored from solid bar. The piston rod is turned and hardened, then ground and polished before chrome plating to a thickness around 25 to 40 microners. Chrome plating reduces wear and corrosion and achieves a mirror finish to protect seals. Seals are carefully selected: U-cups for dynamic sealing, backup rings to prevent extrusion at high pressure, and O-rings in static interfaces. Seal grooves are machined to specifications that control squeeze and compression set. After assembly, cylinders undergo hydraulic flushing and degassing to remove machining debris and trapped air. Precision alignment of the rod to the bore is measured to micrometer tolerances to prevent side loads that could shorten seal life. This part of the build makes the invisible work, fluid pressure, into predictable motion you can trust. Control is everything. Pumps and valves are the nervous system of a press. A variety of pump types are used: fixed displacement gear pumps for simple constant flow needs, and variable displacement axial piston pumps for energy-efficient, high-pressure systems. Motors driving pumps are specified in horsepower and RPM to match desired flow. Common configurations use motors from 5 to several hundred horsepower depending on press size. Valves include directional control valves, pressure relief valves, flow control valves, and proportional or servo valves for fine motion. Directional valves route fluid to the cylinder. Pressure relief valves limit peak pressure, set in pounds per square inch to protect the system. Proportional valves modulate flow for smooth approach and dwell. Valve spools and pump components are ground to tight clearances, often within a few micrometers, to minimize leakage and maintain response speed. Spool valves can be electro-hydraulically controlled with position sensors and closed-loop feedback for repeatable cycles. Each component is bench-tested for leakage, response time, and durability before integration into the power unit. Hydraulics live or die by fluid cleanliness and cooling. Hoses are assembled with braided seal reinforcement and compatible liners. Fittings use standardized connections like JIC or ORFS to prevent leaks. Each hose assembly is pressure tested to at least 1.5 times maximum operating pressure to verify burst strength. Reservoirs are designed with baffles to allow air to separate from oil and include heaters or coolers where ambient temperature requires it. Filtration is tiered: a suction strainer to protect pumps, high-pressure inline filters rated to 3 to 10 microns to protect valves, and return line filters for polishing. Spin-on elements, full flow, and bypass filters are chosen by contamination control strategy. Thermal management uses oil-to-air coolers or oil-to-water heat exchangers sized to remove calculated heat loads. The pump and motor can generate significant thermal energy, often tens of kilowatts. Breathers and desiccant paps prevent moisture ingress. The goal here is simple: keep the oil clean, cool, and dry so the press can deliver consistent, repeatable force for millions of cycles. Assembly is choreography. Subassemblies, frame, cylinder, power unit, and control rack are brought together on a flat, metrology-grade shop floor. The frame is fixtured and leveled to a few tenths of a millimeter using precision laser levels. Tie rods and guide columns are installed with calibrated torques to control preload. The cylinder is mounted and rod end aligned using dial indicators or laser alignment tools to prevent side loading. Hydraulic lines are routed with bend radii that respect manufacturer minimums. Electrical wiring follows industrial control standards with shielded cables for encoder and sensor signals and proper grounding to avoid noise. Control cabinets are wired with relays, contactors, PLCs, and variable frequency drives where needed. The system is slowly filled and blood of air while filters capture initial particulates. Functional checks are performed: no-load cycling to verify smooth travel, limit switch actuation, and sensor feedback. Then, a metrology pass measures platen parallelism, ram travel, and valve response. Tolerances are verified to specifications, parallelism often within 0.1 millimeter, before moving to final validation. Modern presses are as much electronic as they are hydraulic. A programmable logic controller sequences operations, enforces interlocks, and interfaces with human-machine displays. Safety systems include two-hand controls, light curtains, pressure reliefs, and mechanical guards. Redundant sensors monitor ram position, pressure transducers check system pressure, and temperature sensors watch oil heat. Safety-rated valves and categories are applied. Safety circuits are designed to meet standards such as ISO 13849 or equivalent. Emergency stop circuits are hardwired to shut down pump drives and vent pilot pressure. Control software implements soft starts, creep-in modes for slow approach, and programmable dwell for forming operations. Closed-loop position control uses servo or proportional valves with feedback from linear encoders for micron-level positioning. Diagnostics log faults, cycle counts, and maintenance intervals. The objective is simple: make powerful, potentially lethal force fully predictable and stoppable. Engineering the control layer turns raw hydraulic capability into a machine operators can use safely every shift. Quality control is a trial by pressure. Hydraulic presses are hydrostatically tested to at least 1.5 times their rated operating pressure to confirm structural integrity and seal performance. Burst testing of hoses and components is performed to validate safety margins. Cycle testing simulates real-world duty, hundreds of thousands to millions of cycles, while monitoring for drift in pressure, temperature, and positional accuracy. Leak detection is a constant focus. Ultrasonic detectors, infrared thermography to spot heat from friction or leaks, and dye-penetrant checks on welds find flaws invisible to the eye. Alignment checks follow heavy testing to ensure frames and platens did not deform under load beyond allowable limits. Software recorders capture pressure vs time curves looking for anomalies like cavitation, pump slip, or valve hunting. Filters are inspected for particulate loads after the break-in. Only parts that pass these brutal tests receive certification. This phase proves that the press will operate reliably and safely under the abuse of production schedules. The final stage is commissioning and education. Technicians calibrate pressure relief settings, tune proportional valve gains, and set dwell times for each tool. Operators are trained on maintenance, daily checks for fluid level and color, weekly inspections of hoses and fittings, and scheduled oil analysis to monitor contamination and wear metals. Predictive maintenance uses vibration and temperature trends, along with oil particle counts, to schedule filter changes and component overhauls before failure. The best presses are modular. Cylinders, pumps, and controllers can be swapped to upgrade capacity or add automation. Looking forward, electrified hydraulic systems, closed-loop electrohydraulic actuators, and advanced fluids with higher viscosity indices improve efficiency and control. But the core remains unchanged. Convert controlled hydraulic pressure into repeatable mechanical work. When the press hits its stroke, a carefully engineered chain from ore to code delivers a force that shapes metal, molds composites, and builds the machines we rely on every day. I hope this deep dive gave you a new perspective on the strategies and the relentless mindset behind these global icons. If you enjoy deconstructing business empires and tech legends in this tech archive style, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. That way, you will never miss a new blueprint of history. For those of you ready to explore more boardroom coups and technological breakthroughs, I have handpicked 2 videos for you right here on the screen. Click one to keep watching. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.